I'm going to make some worm tea this weekend. So the first thing I need to make sure of is that I have some worm castings that I can use to make some good worm tea. And I believe that I do. Yeah, this stuff right here will be real good. That's the first ingredient. I'm going to need about 2 handfuls of that. I'm also going to need a 20 to 60 gallon aquarium pump, about 10 feet of tubing. I've got a big air stone here and a small air stone here. I've also I just use some sockets to hold the air stones down to the bottom of the bucket once I get started. I've got some molasses. Doesn't matter really what brand. Unsulfured is what I hear is the best to use. A 5-gallon bucket paint strainer. They come in packs of 2 at Lowe's. Some kelp. I found this at a garden specialty store, a garden store. I had to kind of look around for that a little bit. And some diatomaceous earth. That actually I found that at Home Depot. So those are going to be my ingredients. I've also got 4 buckets. I'm going to fill 3 of those buckets up with water, and 1 I'm going to leave empty for so that I can mix the stuff and dilute it a little bit later on. And later on I'm going to need something to spread this the mixture with, and I have 2 things. One is a shower head type watering bucket, and just another one is just a sprayer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill up 3 of these buckets with tap water. I've got a rain barrel that I could probably take water from, but it's kind of early in the season and I want to go through a few cycles of water before I use it. It's been sitting all winter and not wanting to use contaminated water on for the end product. So I'm going to fill up 3 of these buckets with water, and 1 I'm going to leave empty, and 2 of them I'm just going to let them sit outside, and the 3rd I'm going to take in with me. And this is the one I'm going to use to drop my filter into. I'm going to take my air stones and drop those into the bucket. I've got my pump several feet above the level of the bucket so that it doesn't get any water in it from backflow. And I'm just gonna plug this guy in and let it run for at least 6 hours so that it gets the water nice and aerated and gets the chlorine gas out of there. Same thing with these buckets out here. I'm just gonna let those sit. They'll actually be sitting for over a day because it's going to take a while to get this stuff going. So I'm just going to let this run for about 6 hours. Okay, so my water's been aerating and degassing for about 7 or 8 hours. So now I'm going to put about 4 ounces of molasses in there. That's probably good. And I'm going to put about 4 ounces of this kelp in there. And 4 ounces of this diatomaceous earth. Okay, so I got that in there. And I'm going to stir it up with this coat hanger. And now I'm going to get a couple of handfuls of worm castings. Let's see, that's a partial handful. I'm not that worried about dropping a worm in there, but if I were a worm, I probably wouldn't want to be sitting in there for a day and a half, so. It's probably more than enough, but get a little bit more. Okay, so I have my castings in my paint strainer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bubble rock, a small one, I want to put it inside this bag with the castings. Put it in there. Now the big one's still on the bottom, and I'm just going to lay that right into my bucket, just like that. Put something to hold it there. Alright, now I'm going to let that sit for about 36 or 48 hours.